Hey guys, today's talk is on why gray wolves were reintroduced and what the benefits of reintroducing the species was. So the big two reasons for reintroducing gray wolves into Yellowstone were the management of the elk population, because that population had become so largely overgrown that all of the elks were grazing vital plants in the Yellowstone ecosystem. They graze things like your small grasses and your willows, stuff that rabbits need to eat to survive and that beavers use for burrowing, all sorts of things. Because the elk were overgrazing so much, this was affecting all of your lower populations and just throwing the entire ecosystem out of whack. They had nothing to do about the elk because they no longer had national predators since the gray wolves were removed. Another reason was so that biologists could study the effects of top-down rewilding, which is when you take a keystone predator like the gray wolf and you reintroduce it back into a natural habitat. Or you take a predator that wasn't in habitat before and you put it in there to upset the ecosystem. In this case, you fix the upset ecosystem. So the main effect that the gray wolves had was, of course, they ate the elk, and then the elk stopped eating everything, and it was grand. Here's an infographic that the National Park Service put out for us in 2015 to show the effects of the elk population after the reintroduction of gray wolves. So your gray wolves were reintroduced here in 1995, and you can see they had been spiking for years ahead, and they gradually went down, and now they're at reasonable levels in 2015. The elk are in no way in danger of becoming extinct or anything. Now they're just a manageable population. But there were a bunch of other effects on the Yellowstone ecosystem that the biologists didn't necessarily foresee, but they were really great effects that gave us a balanced ecosystem in Yellowstone once again. Those included things like an unexpected cascade of ecological change. So this means when you reintroduce one species, it starts at the top. It has an effect on everything below it. The gray wolf is your utmost predator in this ecosystem, and it changes everything underneath of it. So it decreased the elk population, which is obvious because wolves eat elk, but it also increased the young willow, the aspen, and the cottonwood plants. These were the previously mentioned plants that the elk were overgrazing, and the population of those plants had dwindled almost down to zero. It also increased the beaver population and gave rise to new beaver colonies, which increased riverbed flow, and it increased riverbed health. So you had healthy growth on the riverbeds, they flowed in different directions, and you also got a rise in ecotourism because everybody wants to see wolves. Reintroducing wolves in Yellowstone was a great idea. See ya.